Ah, so the current war. A little late on this obviously, but here we are talking about it. I saw this. I actually didn't see. I think I saw one trailer for it. Now I knew of the current war. I knew it was waiting for like a release because of the whole Weinstein thing, if I'm not mistaken. But I hadn't seen much for it. But the one like trailer I actually saw for, it, I'm like, oh, this looks pretty good. Look, I went into it. Now, history is not my forte. I'm not very historically inclined in terms of my knowledge. Mark knows more about the sort of information than I would, but or that I do. But excuse me, I may burp once in a while. I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum as best I can. Again, my acid reflux, I've been trying to get over. That's been a little chronic lately. Okay, you want the blanket, the pup? Hold on. There's no blanket. She clearly wants it. There you go. Make your nest and settle down. Snuggle down. Oh, you go, baby. So, I just need to. Oh, there you go. Cute pop up. Yeah, Mark would know more historical facts than I would. But that being said, I know at least a little bit to give a idea of what I'm talking about. It basically tells the story of what the battle between Westinghouse, um, Edison, and Tesla. Mostly Westinghouse and Edison. Tesla is definitely a player in the game because he is historically, relevant, but he's really not a major part of the movie. Like if I were to say what the major driving force of the movie is, it's the war, the current war, if you will, between Westinghouse, played by Michael Shannon, and Edison, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. Nicholas Hoult does play Tesla, and all three of them play their roles fantastic. If I'm not certain if I would go so far as saying they're Oscar caliber performances. If they are, Oscar, um, if they're Oscar worthy, because we still got other movies coming out this year to see. But that said, they are very good. If one of them were to be nominated for either supporting or lead actor, I might actually go Michael Shannon over Edison. Though Michael Shannon over Edison, Michael Shannon over Benedict Cumberbatch. Even though Benedict Cumberbatch is fantastic in the movie, I actually think Michael Shannon is of the three he's the standout performer in that. He's got some great scenes, some fantastic scenes. Uh, he's got one really just awesome scene with Edison, Michael Benedict Cumberbatch. I was combining Michael Shannon and Cumberbatch. Michael Cumberbatch. With Benedict Cumberbatch near the end where him and Westinghouse are just talking. It's a great scene. It's just a really well done scene. Um, there are a couple things here or there that are a little interesting. The movie, interesting, not necessarily bad, but just odd choices. The editing style is a little like jagged, I guess you could say. It jumps a little bit in the beginning of the film. It finally hits its stride maybe about 15 minutes in, but it's a kind of jumpy film to start off with. Also, it has a cold open, which I wasn't 100% sure what was going on with it at first. Then I'm quickly piecing it together, and then the cold open, without spoiling what it is actually the end of the film, or near the very end of the film, like last minute or so in the film. And I'm like, it all came together. Um, so very that was a cute little twist. Mark pointed out that they took some pretty heavy liberties with the movie, like historically speaking, and it's understandable. You're not going to get everything 100% right, but when I said that, Mark is like, no, there's not getting things right, and then there's really not getting things right, and I didn't really get an elaboration on that from him, but my guess is like they didn't paint. They painted. Bless you, puppy. Bless you. Jeez. Get sneezes. You okay, Pop? Okay. They didn't. I'm guessing they probably painted Edison in probably a better light than he actually was. That's the Family Guy joke. Read a book Edison was a dick. Yeah, he was too. Yeah, there's no getting around that little fact. Edison was a dick. He was a pretty big dick. But they don't skirt. They don't like completely skirt around the fact that he was a dick too. No, they make a point of saying that no, Edison is a bit of an ass. He is, but he's a very intelligent guy, and therefore. Now, look, he didn't necessarily invent the light bulb. He even says, I didn't invent the light bulb, but I made everyone think I did. You want to know the brilliant secret to inventing? It's that, you have everyone there contributing this, contributing that, contributing their ideas together. But then you get the one guy who can bring it all together and bake that pie and sell it to the public. That's what Edison really was. Edison was the guy who could figure out how to put it together and make the profit from it. That's who Edison really was, and I like they actually really established or brought that to light. Another unsung little hero in the movie is Tom Holland. Tom Holland is fantastic in this film. Now, if you're a supporting actor, there's either Nicholas Hoult or it'd be Tom Holland. You were to ask me which one I think, if one of them were to get an Oscar nomination. Were to get a nomination, it'd be Tom Holland. Tom Holland's fantastic in this. Granted, the sideburns and the mustache, my God, I could tell they were fake. Like with Michael Shannon or Benedict Cumberbatch, when they have a mustache, I'm like, no, they have a mustache. They're grown men. I could tell they had facial hair or a mustache. Tom Holland is, I got my computer here right now. How old is Tom Holland? He's well younger than I am. I know that. Tom Holland. All right, was he? He's like 23, I think, isn't he? 20, exactly, right on the nose. Yeah, he's a good 7 years younger than I am. Now, to be fair, at 23, I actually was able to start growing pretty convincing facial hair. I had to wait till I was out of high school. I mean, I had facial hair consistently throughout high school. I actually had to shave pretty regularly. But I couldn't grow still like what I grow now as easily as I grow now back then. But once I hit about my early 20s, yeah, that's when I was able to start really growing facial hair out a bit better. Granted, I usually just kept it like 5 o'clock shadow. I really didn't do much with it beyond that, but still. But to have like a full-grown mustache, the way he had one, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't believe that. God, he still looks baby-faced, come on. And I love Tom Holland, but come on, he looked baby-faced with a mustache and sideburns. Come on. Come on. They do make a point near the end of, specifying what happened to these guys after they died. Tesla, unfortunately, got the raw end of the deal. He died in debt in his hotel room. Sucks. Westinghouse, though, went on to, make a very, successful company that still exists today. And he, apparently he burned, like, a lot of stuff he had on himself because he wanted to remember for his deeds, not his work. And then Edison, went on to invent not just the phonograph, but basically, he was the father of motion pictures. He is more or less one of the biggest reasons we have TV and motion pictures today. And then when he died, his lights were dimmed for a full minute in memory of him. So, honoring the dead is a very important thing, especially when they've contributed so much to, our way of lives. Overall, though, the movie's good. It's got good action to it. There's a cut they do a lot in the movie dealing with Westinghouse that it has a really good payoff, and I'm like, okay, this is detailing how he's kind of processing the situation at hand, and the way they're going about it's really good. It's a really effective way of storytelling in my mind. Again, if one of the two, Cumberbatch or Shannon, were to get a nomination, I'm not saying they would win. No, I've seen better performances than this year. Hell, I wasn't the biggest guy. I'm not huge on the Joker bandwagon, but Joaquin Phoenix, he's at very minimum getting a nomination and could very well win it this year and would deserve the win if he did win it. But definitely maybe a nomination, and I would probably go Shannon for that. But if there was a supporting actor nomination, I'd probably go Holland. But that's assuming there's a nomination. Just by checking the numbers from Box Office Mojo. By the by, I'm not a big fan of their new layout. We'll see the box office report tomorrow how well this new layout's going to work. I can tell you I'm not big on it. but we'll see what happens. I'm just not as big a fan of it. And I heard, and one of the people I like to watch commented how it's just a much better, a much better put together site. And in some sense, I can understand that. There are some things that are more are just more well put together on the site. But you know what? As simplistic as it was simplistic. The original design worked. So I don't know. I don't give a rat's ass what anyone says. I don't like the fact that like you have to pay to see like look if I go to I'm not showing you right now, but I try to click on Fox Studios to see their list of films. I have to become a IMDb Pro member to do that. No, you can suck it. I'll just go to Wikipedia if I want to see how many films they put out this year. I do the box office videos at the end of the year, so I'll just look up the lineup of films there, and then just get the numbers from Box Office Mojo. So, I can do it without it. All you've done is just really detracted my experience, if I'm going to be honest. I'll still use Box Office Mojo. I'm not going to use them. They're still the best around for looking at the box office. I digress, though, only because there's not a lot to talk about with the current war. The reason I did bring it up is because the current war on Friday, it didn't make a huge amount. It made, admittedly, on only about 1,000 screens, 1,022, right around $947,000. So, or 947 grand. Which means it's probably only going to cap out at maybe 3 million this weekend, which isn't that great, unfortunately. But who knows? We could see weirder things happen. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the current war. I did very much enjoy it. I thought it was a pretty good film. It's not a very long film either. It's well put together, and it's also the director's cut, so that's very important. But it's an hour and 47 minutes, so it's almost 2 hours. So it's well beyond the hour and a half mark, but it's not at that 2 hour mark. It does feel like a bit of a sit, but that's only because that's because of the type of film it is. It's engaging though, so it shouldn't be a problem if you have problems focusing. But anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. I'll be back with the Who Would Wins that I missed. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.